Assalamu alaikum. The topic of this lecture is nutrition and digestive system of birds. The name of this course is Animal Diversity 2. The main teacher of this course is Sir Umar Rashid, which is a lecturer of Zoology, University of Education, Faisalabad campus. I am co-teacher of this course, Miss Iram Bukhari, visiting lecturer Zoology, University of Education, Bank Road campus, Lahore. Nutrition in birds. First, all birds need food, water, and shelter, but they all have different food needs. For a look at different types of birds, speak. Other factors in nutrition of birds that determine a bird's diet include flight habits, sight, and hearing. For example, birds like the swallow that feed while flying rely mostly on insects for food. So most birds have a ravenous appetite. Ravenous appetites means that they implies extreme hunger. This appetite supports a high metabolic rate that makes endothermy and flight possible. Endothermy, you all know, that allows birds to maintain a high, relative, constant body temperature by means of internal heat production over a wide range of environmental temperature. The primary reason of endothermy is that it allows an animal to maintain high activity level at all times. For example, hummingbirds feed almost constantly during the day. In spite of high rates of food consumption, they often cannot sustain their rapid metabolism overnight and they may become torpid. Torpid is actually is a state of decreased physiological activity in an animal, usually by a reduced body temperature at and usually by a reduced body temperature and metabolic rate. Animals that undergo daily torpor include birds. So, and they may become torpid with reduced body temperature and respiratory rate until they can feed again in the morning. Birds' bills and tongues are modified for variety of feeding. Variety of feeding habits and food sources. This is you see in the picture. This is the picture of the hummingbird. This is the ruby. This is a ruby-throated hummingbird, which feeding on flower nectar. Hummingbird beak often match the length and curvature of the flower from which the birds extract nectar. In this slide, you see that the beak of a bald eagle, and this beak is specialized for tearing prey. In the second picture, you see that powerful bill of the cardinal. This is a cardinal bird. Cardinal, the thick, powerful bill of the cardinal helps to crack the tough seeds. In the next slide, you see that this is the bill of the flamingo. The bill of the flamingo, it strains food from the water in a head-down feeding posture. Large bristles fringe the upper and lower mandibles. As water is sucked into the bill of flamingo, larger particles are filtered and left outside. Inside the bill of flamingo, tiny inner bristles filter smaller algae and animals. The tongue removes food from the bristles. For example, a woodpecker tongue is barbed for extracting grubs from the bark of trees. Sapsuckers excavate holes in trees and use a brush-like tongue for licking the sap that accumulates in these holes. Sapsuckers are actually a species, are the species of the woodpeckers, which are present in the North America. And the excavate is means to make a hollow by removing the inner part or to make a hole or cavity. So the sapsuckers excavate holes in trees and use a brush-like tongue for licking that sap for licking the sap that accumulates in these holes. The tongues of the hummingbirds and other nectar feeders roll into a tube for extracting nectar from flowers. Birds are often grouped by their feeding habits. These groupings are somewhat artificial. However, because birds may eat different kinds of food at different stages in their life history, or they may change diets simply because of changes in food availability. For example, robin. Robin feed largely on worms and other invertebrates when these foods are available. In winter, however, robins may feed on berries. In some of their feeding habits, birds directly conflict with human interest. Birds, these robins' damage to orchard and grain crops is tallied in the millions of dollars of each year. Flocking and the roosting habit. Actually, flocking and the roosting habits of some birds, such as European starlings and red-winged blackbirds, concentrate millions of birds in local habitats. In local habitats where they devastate fields of grain. Flocking habit is actually is the phenomena that individuals all birds move with approximately the same velocity so that they remain together as group. While the roosting in the roosting habit, several species of birds are commonly referred to as roosting birds. These birds flock together during fall, winter, and early spring, often forming a huge roots in urban areas. A bird chooses a roosting site, a place to sleep and rest with care. Actually, the roosting site can mean the difference between the life and death on a cold winter night. So, the recent monocultural practices tend to aggravate problems with grain feeding birds by encouraging the formation of very large flocks. Birds of prey have minimal impact on populations of poultry and game birds and on commercial fisheries. Unfortunately, the mistaken impression that they are responsible for significant losses has led humans to poison and shoot them. Digestive system of crops. First is digestive system of birds. First is the crop. In many birds, a diverticulum of the esophagus called the crop. It is a storage structure that allows birds to quickly ingest large quantities of locally abundant food. They can seek safely while digesting their meal. The crop of pigeons produces pigeon's milk, which is a cheesy secretion formed by the proliferation of cells lining the crop. Young pigeons, which is also known as squabs, feed on pigeon's milk until they are able to eat grain. Cedar, waxwings, vultures, and the birds of prey use their esophagus for similar storage food. Crops are less well developed in insect eating birds because insectivorous birds feed throughout the day on distribution on sparsely distributed food. Now, the stomach of birds. The stomach of birds is modified into two regions. First is the proventriculus, and second is the ventriculus, which is also known as the gizzard. Proventriculus. The proventriculus secretes the gastric juices that initiate digestion, while second region is the ventriculus, which is also known as the gizzard. It is a muscular wall to abrade and crush the seeds or other hard materials. Birds may swallow sand and other abrasives to aid digestion. This is the picture of the digestive system of the birds. You see in this diagram that this is the digestive tract of birds, in which you see the different types of organs present in the digestive system of the birds: esophagus, crow, proventriculus, gizzard, ventriculus, which is also known as the gizzard. Then the duodenum, pancreas, liver is present, spleen, gallbladder, small intestine, large intestine, Saika and cloaca. The bulk of the enzymatic digestion and absorption occurs in the small intestine. aided by secretions from the pancreas and liver. Paired Cyca may be located at the union of the large and the small intestine. These blind-ending sacs contain bacteria that aid in the cellulose digestion. Birds usually eliminate undigested food through the cloaca. However, owls form pellets of bones, fur, and feathers that are ejected from the ventriculus through the mouth. Owls' pellets accumulate in and around owl nest and are useful in studying their food habits.